Holy nostalgia.
On today's episode, we put the 1988 Tim Burton classic Beetlejuice to the ultimate test, the nostalgia test. And remember, I'll eat anything you want me to eat. I'll swallow anything you want me to swallow. So come on down. I'll chew on a dog.
Yes,
Yep.
it's
Everybody,
showtime.
showtime. Welcome everyone to the Nostalgia Test podcast. I'm your host, Dan Dissinger, here in LA. And here are my longtime friend and co-host, Manny Coelho on Long Island. That's right, everybody, on Long Island. If you're from Long Island, you're on Long Island. You're not in Long Island. Manny, how you doing?
What is up, Dan? We took a break from the 90s. We're going 1988, huh? All right.
1988. We have to.
All right. All right. First thoughts on this. Did
On
you
the-
like this movie,
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Did you like it back in the
Okay.
day?
Let me just say that this movie is one of those movies that my mom was like, "Oh, I have to show you this movie. It's Beetlejuice." She loved Beetlejuice. My mom loves Beetlejuice. And so when I was a kid, I saw Beetlejuice. Why? Because it was rated PG. Should it have been? No, probably not.
So you were allowed to say fuck one time
I guess
out
you
of
could say,
PG movie?
I guess you could say fuck one time on a PG film in
Yes.
1988.
I guess so.
Okay. But I love Beetlejuice. That movie when I was a kid, I loved it. And truthfully, I love the cartoon. The
The
Beetlejuice
cartoon was great.
which is weird though, because they make it look like Beetlejuice and Lydia are like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Something. They're like
That's
best
creepy.
friends, I guess. I don't know. That
Yeah,
was
it's
a weird cartoon.
Yeah,
You
it
didn't
was
hate Beetlejuice.
no,
Like in this movie, you're like, he's kind of like not supposed to be liked.
no, and he's only on screen for 17 minutes. And it's
I can't
literally
believe that.
the movie's about him. I mean, it's
It's like
fucking
Drop
crazy.
Dead Fred in this. Like he
Oh.
reminded me like that kind of thing. Was he just imaginary? Was he an
No.
imaginary friend?
Beetlejuice. No, Beetlejuice was a I love Drop Dead Fred. We have to do that movie.
Drop Dead Fred. Listen,
Oh my
this
gosh.
movie, first of all, Tim Burton always kills it with the scenery, right?
Yes.
First of all, he loves suburbia,
Yeah.
loves to make fun of suburbia. It's just like, I don't even know about make fun, but he loves to like display what suburbia is like, or even this was like even country
Yeah.
suburbia. Like,
Connecticut.
yeah,
Oh, Vermont. It was in Vermont.
In
It was
Vermont.
filmed in Vermont, but
yes.
it's supposed to be Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't remember. So I remember a lot of the scenes, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't remember how slow the beginning was.
Okay. The beginning
And
is
like
the
how
weirdest
awkward
part.
they're so weird. Like they don't want, are they doing a staycation? Is that what that is?
Yes.
They're not going away.
It's
They're
the
staying
first.
home.
It's the first
They're like,
staycation.
they don't even want to be outside. They're like, oh God, we
No.
got to go in town. No, like
No.
and they can't wait to get back inside.
They can't wait to get back
Do you think they
inside.
just wanted to have a baby? Is that what they were trying to do? Because like she did say like they wish
Yeah.
they had kids.
And they couldn't,
So-
or it's weird. There's a lot of lines that were just thrown away.
Yeah, but is that
Yeah.
why they couldn't wait to get back home?
No, he wanted to get home and play with the model.
Yes, he loved the model.
And we're talking about a model of the town, not some model they had tied up in the attic.
Yes.
No, it was just he wanted to play. Play with
Alec
the
Baldwin
model.
is so young in this. Geena Davis is fantastic. I mean, dude, there's so many
Fantastic.
great actors in here.
Yeah. Let's name them.
Let's name them. Go ahead.
Alec
'em.
Baldwin, Geena Davis, Jeffrey Jones, which he's had some issues.
He was the principal. He played some good roles, man. He wasn't even in. Wasn't he? Yeah, he was in Howard the Duck.
Dude, he was in Howard the Duck. We're never doing that movie.
No,
Ever.
you know it's on. It's on Peacock right now. I wanted to watch it. The preview. You're like, what the fuck is this movie? What is this movie?
But he
Watch
was
the preview,
also arrested in 2002 for possession of child porn. So
All right, cool. Winona Ryder, moving right along. You know, Michael Keaton. I think you said him already. But
Michael Keaton. Yeah.
what do you think about Michael Keaton?
Wait, can I just say there's one other person in this movie that now
Sure.
that I'm older, I was like, holy shit. Dick Cavett from the Dick Cavett show. He
No.
was the agent, Catherine O'Hara's agent, that said, "You're a flake. You've always been a flake." Like that guy that was at the first dinner with the shrimp in the face. That's
Yes.
Dick Cavett.
Oh, yes, it is. Holy shit.
Unreal.
Dude, there's so many iconic scenes in this,
So many.
but I didn't realize how fast the movie was.
92 minutes, right up your alley, Manny.
Yes, dude. Only 2 minutes longer than what I'm asking for. This is great.
92 minutes. It was just,
92 minutes, dude. Got to the point.
yeah.
Even though the beginning was slow, it was just like
Uh-huh.
after the beginning,
Yeah.
it just fucking
Yeah.
rolls.
Can we
Rolls.
talk about the
Nothing
beginning
makes
now?
sense. I
Nothing
feel like
makes
we're
sense.
in a fever dream
Okay.
as soon as they get home.
First of all, this movie, I've been having this argument since watching this movie, being like, these two should have been able to swim out the fucking window of that car once it hit the water.
Yes.
Come
How
on.
shallow was that? And also, nobody else heard. Nobody was in town. Like, you definitely heard that car. That
It's
was it. First of all, that dog, mischievous dog. I feel like
devil.
that was Beetlejuice.
That dog was whoa. Could have been. Or
But
Satan.
we're saying, yeah,
But they should have been able to they should have been able to swim out that fucking car.
swim out.
Come on.
There's no way that dog was holding on to the leverage of that car.
No, and it's Alec Baldwin's fault. Geena Davis is driving. She could have hit the brake. Alec Baldwin pulls the steering wheel and the
Yeah.
car crashes through the bridge. Nice going, Alec Baldwin.
Yes. Blame him.
Once
But
again.
when the car fell, I was
Yeah.
like, did they hit their heads? Like, why? Did they not have seatbelts on?
But still, even if they should have been able to swim, unless they can't swim.
Then the car didn't sink. It was
It's
kind of
probably
like,
still there.
okay,
That
movie's over.
Yeah, that's not like they fell
Movie's
off the
over.
Brooklyn Bridge, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
fell off of a bridge that you would find in like Sleepy Hollow, where the headless horseman is throwing a pumpkin at you, and that is
yes,
the bridge.
yeah. Like
Oh
it
God,
maybe tops 4 foot deep.
maybe. Yeah,
Maybe
Geena Davis is
it wasn't like
six.
it was raining.
No, it was a perfect day. They were listening to calypso music and like Harry
Oh my God, what
Belafonte.
is that too? They love the calypso,
What
but
is this?
without that, you couldn't have the classic scene of there yo.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
on the hill. When that came on, I was like, oh yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
The light come and me wanna go home. That was a great scene. And
amazing.
the only reason why I know that song was because of this movie.
If that happened to us, though, I would have shit my pants and ran.
Yeah.
These idiots are like, that was great. It's like
Yeah. They were having a ball. A
Catherine
ball.
O'Hara. Oh my
Catherine
God.
O'Hara is awesome.
Greatest. She's so funny.
What does she ever play that you don't like?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's fantastic.
She's fantastic in everything.
Yes.
And so they die.
Yes.
They go back to the house.
No idea that they died.
They're wet and then they're not wet. And then they're trying to figure out that what's happened to them.
Yes.
This is where the movie becomes frustrating beyond belief because as an adult, I'm seeing them make so many mistakes, and I'm like, all they had to do was sit in the attic and read that fucking book.
That's
If they
it.
just read that goddamn book, they would have been fine.
Life's over. Yeah.
This is a movie about a man who doesn't want to read and a woman who I believe is functionally illiterate. Okay? Because like, why didn't she read the book? That's
Yeah. Why is she always waiting on him on this one?
I don't know. It was so weird. I was like, just pick up the book, read the book. No, they don't read the book. Instead, they just leave the book. The book is taken. It's a movie about people who don't like to read. This is such a reflection of America. Oh,
All right. I love
God.
that take on it.
Oh my
All right.
God.
So now we get that they're finally realizing they're dead.
Which is
They
great.
figure out how to get to the other side, or like to their, I guess their counselor, their
Social.
agent, their social worker,
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, the funny thing about Beetlejuice is why did he show up there?
I don't know. There's so many questions, but it's 90 minutes and they're just like, we don't care. We're gonna get through this.
Yes. Who came up with this story?
So the screenwriters, Michael
And it's
McDowell and Warren Scarron, they wrote the screenplay. It's directed by Tim Burton and story by Michael McDowell and Larry Wilson. So this isn't even written by Tim Burton, but it's super Tim Burton.
yes. I mean the scenery is phenomenal.
Oh,
I love when they go into the underworld. Yeah,
love it.
it's like perfectly Tim Burton.
Yeah.
And
The guy who's like on fire and he's like, cigarette.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the dry humor in this is great. The
yeah.
fact that they make fun of these like bourgeois artists from where are they from? New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. And call it how crazy the scenery is when they redo the house.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That that the house is so scary. Like the walls are like that weird gray, like it looks like concrete. Everything looks gross, and the sculptures are creepy. Everything looks like it looks like he was making a Nightmare Before Christmas before a Nightmare
Yes.
Before Christmas.
Remember when the sculptors moved to go
Yes,
get them? I was like, oh, that reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like his
Absolutely.
whole he was all in this. I loved the costumes. I love the underworld more than the real world because they got to do so many cool things with all the different characters. Like
Yeah.
the guy who has the shark on his leg, the woman who's chopped up, Miss Argentina. Just like even when they try to scare and
Yeah.
they like stretch his face and stuff like that. All of it was so fun. It was a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. I love when they're like when their social workers say, we tried to get them out. It's like, yeah, we heard you pulled your face off,
Yeah. I love that they're just like making fun of them. But so the whole thing was that they needed to live there for 125 years or something like that,
which is
right?
so random. It's just like, how do
Yeah.
you even come up with that?
But why couldn't they just go right to heaven or something?
I don't know. It was really weird because I was like, I was trying to figure that out, but at the same time, because the movie is so truncated into 90 minutes, they're just like, we're not dealing with this and it doesn't matter anymore. This is the point. The point is these people want these people out of the house. We have this weirdo, we have a ghost, we have a bunch of other stuff, and then it's over. And we have some special effects that we need to deal with, and we need to make this happen. So let's do it. And so I love that, like, it just pushes forward. And because you're right, the beginning is just like, I don't care. And finally they're dead. I'm like, now we're gonna get to the good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And of course you have like Lydia, who's like the goth of the like, hates everything. I mean, she would rather be
Dead.
dead and part of being like a ghost than alive.
Yeah,
She doesn't feel like she's seen. And she obviously she gets to see the unseen.
that's
So
right.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
But I love that always wanting a daughter, I guess, or a kid. They
Yeah.
almost take her on and was like, no, you need to like enjoy life and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
definitely interesting thing going on.
Oh, absolutely. And she was great. Winona Ryder was great. I mean, I mean everything she did in the film was funny, was hilarious, was weird. It just was perfect. And this was really, I mean, her era. I mean, it's funny, like I'm looking at her IMDb and it's just like Beetlejuice was the third thing she was ever in.
No,
So it's Lucas, Square Dance, Beetlejuice. And then 1969, then Heathers, which a great movie. Great Balls of Fire, creepy. And then Edward Scissorhands in 1990. And then
she's
Mermaids right
fantastic in
after
it.
that. I mean, yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula in 92. I mean, she really Reality Bites in 1994.
She killed it in this one.
Mhm.
I loved it. She was so young in it, and that's why I also love that she was in Stranger Things. Like they did such a good job to cast her on there. I love the scenes my favorite scenes with Beetlejuice are the scenes in the model because they did such a great job of bringing the model to life. Like
Yeah.
even the layers of the model when they're digging up Beetlejuice,
Oh my
how it's
God.
like the foam and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
did whoever imagined it did such a great job.
Amazing.
The set
Amazing.
design was just fun. It was phenomenal. It took you everywhere. I'm
Absolutely.
going through it now and I'm going, wow. For obviously the PG horror comedy, what are they calling this thing?
Yeah. PG comedy horror. Yeah. That's it.
PG.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? And it was made for 15 million and made 84.5 million in 1988. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, there's not many scary parts to it.
It's not scary.
It's not scary.
Mm-mm. No.
And obviously it was for kids. Like they marketed this perfectly. Because like for kids, you would enjoy it. It was a little bit, maybe it was a little silly and funny.
Yeah.
And the costumes wise, like, oh, we could sell every costume here. Is Beetlejuice supposed to be like a zombie?
So yeah, that's what I've been always trying to figure out, whether he's a zombie or a ghost. They call him a ghost, and everyone's a ghost, but it's so unlike movies that I've seen with ghosts, right? Beetlejuice is like a person that's walking around. He's like more like a demon.
Yeah.
And
And what's
apparently,
with the
yeah.
snake outside their house? What is
Oh, the
that one?
sandworms?
Yeah.
That's part of the whole thing. They can't leave their house. It's they're stuck in that house for 125 years, and if they leave, they get killed by
But
sandworms.
why?
I,
There's no explanation.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. There's no explanation, but they don't care. They're gonna bombard you with what apparently is Michael Keaton ad-libbed lines. Like, I mean, like they're just like every time the movie is asking us, every time you want an explanation from the movie, I feel like Beetlejuice is introduced into the scene and is, oh shit, this is hilarious.
Yeah, dude, Michael Keaton was on point. I gotta say about
On
Michael Keaton,
fire.
I actually really like him. I don't. He's not a great. Oh my God, superstar. But yet he's been in some iconic films, even
Oh
as
yeah.
Batman, bro. Perfect.
It's
People
so
at first
weird.
were probably freaking out that it is not a Batman. I loved him in Batman. That Batman era
Yeah.
was great.
I think it was weird because I was talking about this yesterday that when I think of Batman now or I think of superhero movies now, you have to be like in an insane shape. I mean, like Robert Downey Jr., I mean, he's Iron Man, so it's a little different because but he's still in shape and he still looks a certain way,
Absolutely.
right?
It's clean
Michael
cut.
Keaton, it,
Everyday man. It was
everyday
like
dude.
it was like during the Bruce Willis era, like
Yes.
that era of like dudes who were action stars, but they were like regular people. Michael Keaton has been in some great comedies, like when he
Oh,
plays
yeah.
that factory worker who makes cars. I forget what that one was
Oh,
awesome.
and then he in
Mr.
Sneakers,
Mom,
Mr. Mom.
Mr.
Yeah.
He's recently in the Spider-Man verse.
Oh, because he's a villain of some sort, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's just like his timing is great, and he's perfect at
Hmm.
Beetlejuice.
He
Perfect.
is one of those actors that I feel like you can constantly rely on bringing it in every film. Because Batman, again, what how they cast Michael Keaton in Batman still makes me wonder like who else was up for that role and why they cast Michael Keaton.
Because it's Tim Burton.
But he did, yeah, and maybe because it's Tim
I
Burton.
mean, dude, Tim Burton's mind is wild, and we're just gonna do this. We're gonna flip the script, and we're gonna put these people together because I love working with them. I have a great time with them, and we're gonna make it work.
Because I mean, God, I mean, you're right. I mean, I was thinking about today if they did a prequel instead to Beetlejuice to kind of get the whole story of Beetlejuice,
Hmm.
who are you going to cast as Beetlejuice? Like the only person, I guess, I don't know, and I don't even want to say it, but it'd probably have
Oh,
to be someone like Timothy Chalamet because didn't he work with Tim Burton already?
yes,
So he
I think
works with
so.
people he's worked with before.
Yeah,
So it's probably going to be that. but
So
I don't think they'll ever
there's
do
like
that.
a review on this is nice fucking model. It was like this is by far Michael Keaton's best performance. Every time he comes on the screen, he displays such the energetic performance that rivals Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Oh, true. So
Only
true.
without the help of computers. This is all
Practical.
done without, yeah.
Isn't
And you
that
know,
crazy?
me and you love practical.
Yeah. I mean,
Phenomenal.
I love when Alec Baldwin asks him, "So, what are your qualifications?" And I'm looking at the quote right now. He's, "Oh, well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague and had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy."
Dude, if he ad-libbed
What?
that is crazy.
But
It's
he
crazy.
screamed like that in Batman. Remember when like he broke
Yes.
that thing during that thing? He's like, "Come on!" And I was just like, I thought of Beetlejuice because I saw Beetlejuice first before I saw Batman. So
Yeah.
when I saw that as a kid, I was like, "Oh shit, that's Beetlejuice."
Dude. I mean, there's so many iconic scenes. There's so many iconic. I love Beetlejuice when at the end, like when he goes to that carnival thing,
Oh
the
yeah,
practical effects alone, just at the end of
yeah,
what they had to do it was just great. And the story was fun,
yeah.
you know.
Robert Goulet's in it.
It's
He's the
nuts.
boss. And Robert Goulet in the movie. Hey, a Robert Goulet. It's like a few lines and it doesn't
He's the
matter.
boss, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God,
The
Beetlejuice.
scene where he's touching the woman's legs and she's on the other side.
Amazing.
The shrimp
Amazing.
scene.
All of
Ah,
it
what
was
can we
great.
say?
I mean, I
I mean,
so
it's all dumb, right? It's silly. What they all had to do is read the books. Maybe they would have just been in a haunted house for the rest of for 125
so
years.
what? You live
But
with these people.
now they're just like living with it, right?
Yeah.
And it would have been over. I don't even care. It ends great. Only thing is where's Beetlejuice?
Well,
How's he
Beetlejuice.
even come back? He
Well,
got eaten by the snake.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. If you get eaten by a sandworm, is it just that you're dead a second time?
Yeah,
It seems
right?
like that's the deal. So it's not like they got rid of him. He's still around.
But where? I guess that's the way to go with the second one, which is okay. I didn't want to bring it up on this episode, but we're obviously doing Beetlejuice because, well, it's Halloween's
There's
coming,
a second
and there's a new
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
a sequel
Yeah.
with Michael Keaton
Yeah.
as Beetlejuice. I gotta tell
Yeah.
you, I'm afraid.
I'm so scared.
I'm afraid. And the woman who plays the new Wednesday's in it. So she's taking the role of all the horror genre that we grew up on, right?
Yeah.
She does great as Wednesday, by the way. I think I actually enjoyed the show, but I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
And you know, if you listen to the show, we don't like remakes, we don't like reboots. But this was bound to happen because we're now in that realm, right? They're doing so many things that are coming up that you're like, what? They're redoing that. They're doing a Goonies. They're doing this. They're doing that. Oh God. Okay, so Beetlejuice is out. Beetlejuice is out. So does that mean they're going to do a Beetlejuice?
They have to. I know.
Right now, you
They
have
have
to.
to.
Now you
Because
have to.
if you didn't, then what are you doing the second one for?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think they should have never done a sequel.
No,
This
he's dead.
movie is perfect. This
It's good.
movie's perfect. It's it's every character, every actor is giving. I mean, Jane, the real estate agent.
Yeah,
I mean, her part is so little, but she's giving everything to it, and she's hilarious. She's the
amazing.
annoying real estate agent.
She's
It's just
so
like,
annoying. She just wants them to get the hell out of that house because she sees how much. Like,
yeah.
why are you trying to get them to sell this house?
She's
Like,
basically
they
trying
live
to,
there.
yeah, she's trying to evict them. She's just get out.
Yeah. I have to say something just because I remember this part. Remember, there's a scene when they're in the bed and she's floating. That's so subtle.
Oh yeah, I
And
never
she gets
noticed that.
startled and I didn't notice until this. I didn't remember it
Yeah,
until watching it again. And they're like, they're like, can you scare people? And he does the snakes. You don't see it, which is
Yeah.
perfectly done because it is practical.
Yeah.
They were like, how do we show this
Yeah.
and not scare people? There's a lot. This is a comedy.
Yeah.
At heart, it's comedy.
Yeah.
It's not a horror film at all.
No, it's not.
Love the
I mean,
soundtrack.
ugh,
The soundtrack is so Tim Burton.
Danny Elfman is just ridiculous.
I mean, stop, Danny.
I mean,
The score
crazy.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
You can't.
crazy.
Is he doing the second one?
Let me see. I have the second one up and I'm looking music by Danny Elfman.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's
I might have to
also
watch this, Dan.
Manny, I just want to warn you. It is 104 minutes long.
104?
Yeah.
104
So
minutes
it's an
long.
extra 10 minutes, an extra
All
like
right.
12 minutes.
Maybe because they need to introduce everybody, so it's a little longer in the beginning.
I mean, it's
Like,
made a lot of money so far.
has it? What has
It,
it got? It's got right now,
to,
it's got a 7.1 rating.
oh,
Oh, man. We're going to have to watch this, aren't we?
we
This is going
are.
to be a nostalgia now.
It
It's going
is.
to be a nostalgia now episode.
You know it is.
What do you feel like it's going to be? You think it's going to be good? What do you think? Is it going to be better than the first one?
No, I mean,
Absolutely
he
not.
can't be better than the first one because, and I'm not trying to be that person that's, oh, a band was never as good as their first album, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's not what we're doing here. Beetlejuice 1, and I hate saying that it is a Beetlejuice 1, but like the first Beetlejuice, when I sat and watched it, I was mesmerized by the whole experience again. All of it. And I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think. And this happened in an episode that I don't know if it's got
Dude, Katherine
whenever.
Heigl and Winona Ryder are in this.
Catherine Heigl? No, Catherine
Not
O'Hara.
Catherine Hart. Catherine O'Hara are in this.
I was like,
Catherine
Catherine
Heigl.
Heigl?
Catherine Heigl is going to come back with the 28
Yeah,
dresses.
who is she? Beetlejuice?
Oh
O'Hara.
my God, is she Beetlejuice?
But everything that was going on in this film was
And it's
so funny.
PG-13, Dan, because the ratings have changed.
Well, that's right. But I feel like this one's probably more offensive than that one. And it's not an offensive movie, but I mean, Beetlejuice was like sexually harassing everyone. I mean, there were
Yeah, I
more
mean, they put a whole like
upskirts
girls
than,
thing.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, he was looking up.
Can I watch the preview while we're sitting here? Can we make this a preview episode as well?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Because I haven't seen the preview, believe it or not. Will Alec Baldwin show up?
Okay. So here's the thing about that. And I will say this.
They're dead, right? They're in heaven. It's been
Well, one,
125 years. No, it hasn't.
no, it hasn't been 120.
Right? They're supposed to stay there for 125 years. So why aren't they there?
Alec Baldwin hates his performance in Beetlejuice 1.
It wasn't
He
that
hates
great.
it. Well, because he's not funny.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't, I guess, he wouldn't have been wanted to be part of it, even
And
if
what
he was
about Geena
invited.
Davis?
And I guess you can't have Geena Davis without Alec Baldwin because, again, she can't read.
But it's interesting that they're not going to say like they're supposed to live in that house for 125 years, so they should be
Yeah.
in that house even if the others leave.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
dude,
there's a surprise.
first of all, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Michael Keaton, we just watched the trailer for Beetlejuice
Yes.
Beetlejuice. Even though it's been out, we're going to try and watch this. I'm scared. The thing is,
So after watching the trailer, I'll tell you this: I'm not. They're obviously going for the nostalgic strings.
sort of.
They put in the sculpture. They have the,
Yeah.
Now he's behind the curtain, like he's in the desk.
This is what I'm going to tell you. You have to know this part. Now, he was in about 14 and a half to 17 minutes of the original Beetlejuice, and that was a 92-minute movie. Michael
Okay.
Keaton is only going to be in this movie for the same amount of time. And it's
No,
going to be 104 minutes.
no.
Now, yes, I own Beetlejuice 1 on DVD. That's right. Everyone, if you're listening to this 50 years in the future, DVDs used to be this thing that movies would come on, and you'd put it in this other thing that would play it on your TV. and they used to come with special features. And one of the special features in the version that I have is the theatrical trailer to the original Beetlejuice. And it is just like this trailer, where Beetlejuice is in the majority of the trailer, yet in what, 20% of the movie.
Okay.
So we saw this trailer. He's in
Yes.
almost every scene of this trailer.
Yes.
He's going to be in the movies for the same amount of time, apparently.
I think it's gonna be the woman with the that's looking for Beetlejuice.
Monica Bellucci.
Monica, yeah,
Yeah.
Bellucci.
And Willem Dafoe.
She's going to be a major part of this.
The problem I find with this movie is the graphics, the CGI is so prevalent.
Apparent, yeah, but that's the problem we have now. It's cheaper to do that, right? If you go on practical effects, it's going to be more money.
But when I see Tim Burton, I expect practical effects.
Yes,
You know, and I expect
Danny
time.
DeVito's in this movie.
Oh my God, dude. See, here's the other thing. Now they're just gonna pack it full of people.
Dude, Danny DeVito's the janitor.
The guy that was in the first one, like that janitor, that's the Lost Souls
William Dafoe
room.
is in this movie.
That's the Lost Souls room.
That's the Lost Souls who've been exorcists.
But that's the thing about Beetlejuice 1. It wasn't scary. It was creepy and unnerving at times. Even when they came back home and they saw that their house had been changed, they were gone for 3 months and all these things. But this one seems very shiny and it's doing that thing I feel like that action movies do. Action movies in the 80s and 90s were actiony and they were action films. Okay. Now everything is like action with comedy because everything has to be ironic or funny or everyone has to be a wise ass. This movie seems like it's kind of bordering on that, where it's just we're going to pack it full of fucking cameos. Why does Danny DeVito even need to be in this movie?
Why are you mad that he's in?
I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm just questioning. Are they padding the movie with cameos?
Brad Pitt is an executive producer.
Okay. See, are they padding the movie with cameos and other actors because the storyline is trash?
Could be. I mean, it's a sequel. There's only a handful of sequels that are better than the first.
Empire Strikes Back was great.
T2.
T2, it shouldn't have been a T1.
Yes. There's no
Why am I watching a dude? I'm watching a human being run from a fucking Terminator the entire time.
Yeah. Love T2. T2 was phenomenal.
Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom wasn't better than Indiana Jones 1, but it wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah. So
what are your thoughts on Batman Returns? We might have
I didn't hate it.
See,
I don't know. Like a lot of people like kind of hate it. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was a little long.
That was a long movie.
It was long.
See, this movie, I'm trying to figure like, why bring him back? Okay. Why
the juice is loose is kind of a stupid line.
It's horrible. Because isn't that like, what is that?
The juice is loose. Isn't that like a OJ like?
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
I just want to think like you have the model in Beetlejuice 1. Obviously, it's there because Alec Baldwin built it. Because he has so much time on his hands because no one's coming to his hardware store and he's got that lunatic barber shop next door with no windows. There's like just a door and like that guy just talking to himself. I don't know who goes to the hardware store, how they have a living, how they have a house. I feel like they have the biggest house in all wherever they live, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like at some point the killer clowns from outer space are going to come and
this is the town that they live in. Yes.
Right. But in Beetlejuice 2,
you got to drive around all the time.
In Beetlejuice 2. Oh, wait. This is what I wanted to say about the beginning. I'm sorry, everyone. This is the way the podcast goes. And if you're listening now, share this with a friend. Like this podcast right now because this is
this episode went to a tangent that is now a trailer episode.
It is a classic nostalgia test episode.
Yeah.
These two idiots could have walked from their house to the hardware store. They didn't.
Yeah, she rode a bike. She's riding a bike in the second one.
Yeah.
She's riding a bike, Dan.
Yeah.
They couldn't ride a bike. They were on vacation. They're on staycation.
They could have taken a long walk. And when
I
he got
know.
to the hardware store, all that shit was right on the counter, ready for him.
Why
Oh,
couldn't they get the person to deliver it to them?
the barbershop guy?
Nobody else was in the hardware store.
No, it was
Oh no,
closed.
it's his, so it was
They're
closed.
on
Yeah,
vacation.
yeah, they're on vacation. What? He didn't have to go get the damn thing.
I just want to know what they're on vacation from.
Telling you they wanted to have a baby.
Well, they need to get moving.
They were on a staycation, Dan. Let's call it a staycation.
They were like Amish.
And why? Yeah,
And who plays music on a tape recorder that that looks
they
like an
were
answering
Amish.
machine?
You're right, they were Amish.
Oh my god, dude! But back to Beetlejuice 2, like that trailer, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, why is the model still in the goddamn attic? Why didn't they just get rid of it?
I'm watching the second one, and like all the little guys' heads are everywhere. The little
Why are
guy,
they? Why are they there?
I don't know. I get it. It was a fun aspect, but why? Why are there so many of them? You tell me the
Because he
voodoo guy
can.
just comes and shrinks their head, and shrinks everybody's heads?
Yeah, that one head shrinker at the end is like shrinking everyone's heads.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
I'm
not
worried.
sure. I'm gonna
We're gonna.
watch the second one.
I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna have to watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch it. I'm watching
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it within 2 weeks, and we're gonna do the episode. All
So
right,
back to Beetlejuice one.
back to actual Beetlejuice one.
When you're thinking of Beetlejuice, what is the scene that you feel like truly defines that movie for you?
The scene where it truly defines that movie. It's the It's the end scene when he
Mm,
turns into a carnival and turns it like it's chaotic, it's crazy,
yeah.
and he plays like so many different characters in that one
Mm,
moment.
mm,
That's that
yeah.
scene, but I obviously I gotta take that back. I'm shut up, Manny. Shut up. It's the sing along song. It's the dinner table.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yo.
It's the greatest scene ever.
The scene is great.
Yeah.
It's such a good scene.
It's such a good scene. And it comes out of nowhere and it's just like unbelievable and it's so fun. And yet and even with the shrimp part and everything, I loved it. That is the best part of Beetlejuice. And you know what's funny? The whole movie until the end, the scene that you said prior to the scene like we just talked about, Beetlejuice isn't in the quintessential striped suit until the end.
Yeah.
He's never in it. He shows up in
No.
like a taxi driver uniform,
Yeah.
and then he's in all
Which
these other
you
things.
only know him about in the striped,
That's right.
which is just very interesting. But or the wedding when you like he's in the at the end he's in
Yeah.
like yeah
Oh my god, that
the
scene's so good.
the the scene with the Deo scene is I think is such a good scene because every actor in that scene goes 100%.
100. Yeah.
Every single actor, even the ones that are just like the side actors,
That woman smoking, I thought she was gonna pass out.
perfect.
She's perfect. I know.
It's perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Dan. What else
Yeah.
we got to say about this?
What else do
This
we
was a
have to
good
say
quick
about
one
Beetlejuice?
because you know what? It was a quick movie. This should be a
Yes.
quick review.
I think the main thing about Beetlejuice that everyone has to remember is that, and this is the lesson we can all learn as people, and this is the lesson that I take away. And then there's one more character we have to talk about because
Okay,
if you can't not talk about this one character, and
I
if
know
we're
who you
talking
are.
about Beetlejuice, if you die or something happens to you, and a book shows up out of nowhere that is a book about what just happened to you, take the time to read that book
You got all
because
the time in the world.
you have all the time in the world. They're dead. There's nowhere to go. Pick up the book and read it.
Nobody can
Okay.
see you. They can
No.
walk by you while you're
Oh,
reading the damn thing.
Manny, why would they out the window? Why did they jump out the window? No one could see them. They
I
jumped
don't
out the
know.
window.
I know. Why?
Read your books, people. Everyone needs
Read
to
them.
read books. That's
That's
the
where the
main thing.
lesson is, Dan.
The great
Read a
lesson
book.
is read a book. Read a
Yes.
book. Okay.
Read the directions, even if you
Read the
don't follow.
directions. Okay. That's right. Read the
Fast learner.
directions. Now,
All right.
before anything, we have to talk about that
Do we?
character Olaf, right?
I knew it.
Otho.
Yes. the
Dude,
designer.
this guy,
You want to hate him.
he is
You kind of hate him, but
absolutely
but perfectly played.
the greatest.
He
He is
steals the damn book.
he steals the book, but he steals the book in a way where it's like everyone should have seen that shit coming.
Yep, bro. He causes most of the problem in this whole
He
thing. There
does.
could have been a very nice relationship between the ghosts and the
Yes,
family for
absolutely.
125 years. Okay.
Absolutely.
He comes in, makes what's her name redo the whole fucking house.
Oh my God.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
is he the one that's married to her? What's going on here?
I love that scene when Catherine O'Hara says, she goes, if you don't let me gut this house and do what I want, I will take you.
Oh God, sir.
I will go insane and take you with me. Oh my God. But this guy is a terrorist in this movie, and he almost kills people who already died, and he doesn't know how to reverse it. That was horrible. Again, another guy who didn't
Yeah,
read the
what's going
book.
on? He goes, I don't know. Wait, because you didn't read the book.
Yeah, you didn't
You're
read.
killing. You didn't read the damn book. Why? Because you wanted to bring them up. Like why? They're they exist.
He was just looking at
They
for
were
one.
they trying to make money out of this?
They
Is
were
that what they
trying
were
to make
doing?
money. And first of
Yeah.
all, he wanted Robert Goulet to buy the whole town and turn it into an amusement park.
What is wrong with him?
Oh my God. The first of all, the actor we're talking about who is like amazing, Glenn Shaddix, who unfortunately did pass away in 2010. But he
Right.
also played the same character in the movie Sleepwalkers. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Manny, with
No.
it's a weird Stephen King movie where cats are like the main villains.
Okay.
He was also in Demolition Man, which we need to do, and in Nightmare Before
Oh,
Christmas, he was
he
the
was
voice,
in Demolition Man. He plays
the
kind of the same
same
character as Ray.
guy.
He's a pompous asshole,
That's
like
right.
bougie.
They're
Yes.
at the Taco Bell,
Yes, they're at
and
the Taco Bell.
the woman
And
next
he's
to
all
him,
dressed in gold and stuff.
the woman next to him is basically playing the same character that was with at the other table. And he's the best scene is when she says, "What if I said you were a barbarian from an obsolete time period?" And Stallone's just sitting there looking at her like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And then they said to him, "Are you saying you could hear people while you're in cryo prison?" And they're like, "Impossible." He's like, "No, it is possible." That movie
You don't know
is
what I went through.
amazing. Demolition Man. Love it. Manny.
All
But he
right.
played the same character in Sleepwalkers and in Demolition Man and in Beetlejuice. Great actor. He was also the voice of the mayor in Nightmare Before Christmas.
He's also in a lot of other things. He played voices in a lot. The Batman, um, which we call it, Teen Titans. He was in. Wow, this guy got a. He was in a lot of things. All right, we're here.
So so just
Yes.
okay,
Oh, he was also
just in.
what,
Just in. Just
what?
just in.
Someone's in.
Just in from our secret producer. Apparently, that at the end, when Beetlejuice is the carousel, at the very top of the carousel is Jack Skellington.
No.
Yep.
Um, where?
Now these podcasters are taking the time to look this up.
Hold on.
The
Hold
image
on.
of the Beetlejuice.
I just saw that image. Oh, it's blocked off. You bitch. It's blocked off. Now I'm gonna have to look up. How did she find that out?
I'm gonna look it up right now and see if it's. Oh shit. Okay, Manny, here we go. Ready? It was on the image is on Reddit, and I'm gonna share my screen right now and show you. Here we go. Ready? Hold on. Where's my
Oh my God, it raises up that way.
you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Hold on. There we go.
Tim Burton,
Look at that. Look at that,
always
everyone. Look at that.
blowing people's
Holy
minds.
shit.
Yeah. And even the guy,
1988. That was
yeah.
there.
And even the guy who marries them, he looks like a character from one of they
I think
that
all
was
these
it.
people All these people are from. Maybe the world that they go to is the Halloween town.
Could be.
You know,
Till we meet again. Dude,
unbelievable.
that's unbelievable. That's great.
That's
Tim
quite the
Burton putting
Easter
in
egg.
some Easter eggs.
Holy shit!
Thank you, secret producer.
Thank you,
Thank
Secret
you.
Producer. That is quite the Easter egg. Well, Manny,
All right.
we this is definitely tangent filled episode on Beetlejuice. We also watched the second trailer of Beetlejuice, and we have a lot of reservations about it,
But we're gonna watch it.
and
We're
fears.
gonna go and we're gonna review it for you guys.
But Manny,
Miss
here comes the
Argentina.
big question of the Nostalgia Test podcast. As you're frozen, does Beetlejuice from 1988, rated PG with one fuck in it, pass the Nostalgia Test?
Abso-fucking-lutely. I think it does. I was kind of, I'm gonna be honest, I had it in the background. I was kind of like, I was doing a couple other things I needed to do. And I was like, kind of, this is okay. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie. And then I got to like really think about it. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Just like the way it's shot. They don't make films like this
Mm-mm.
anymore. It's beautifully shot, beautifully lit. Thought about every single scene is thought about. You're transformed in every single plot twist of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Changes the way you even think about art in this movie. So love it. What do
Now,
you think?
I'm going to say that 100% this movie passes the Nostalgia Test. There is nothing that there's no way that this movie doesn't pass the Nostalgia Test. It's
I agree.
perfect. And the
Yeah.
thing is that I would say that because you have an idea that's so original, that is just unbelievably hilarious and weird and fun, I'm craving that. Like, I'm craving that originality in my movies and shows and everything right now, right? I need that. But we're getting legacy sequel after legacy sequel after legacy sequel after fucking A24 fucking horror film. So all we have is horror films that are going to traumatize you and legacy sequels at this point
I
that are
will
getting the
say
most play.
I will say that we should be happy about that because it gives us more content.
It gives us more content. Yes. Yeah, I get
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
We should be okay with this, right? Because but I'm going to say something. So Beetlejuice comes back when you say Beetlejuice three times,
Yeah.
but they already know all you have to do is say Beetlejuice three times again, and he goes back into his place.
Right.
So why is this even a movie? No wonder he's only going to be here for 14.
Well, he's never letting people say his name three times again. Remember, he like
Oh
zipped
yeah,
up
he
Geena
puts the zip
Davis's
on.
face.
That's why
Yeah,
they're showing that it happens again.
that's
Remember
right.
the guy that was run over and he was flattened? Even he shows up.
Oh my God, that guy's hilarious. The
Hilarious.
football
And
team.
the football team, they show up
Oh,
at the end too when she's singing and floating in the air.
yes, a very iconic scene where, like, right at the end, before we end this episode, the last scene of Lydia being raised by ghosts now, and her other parents just, I guess, redecorating the
I
house
feel
back to
like
the
they're just
original
doing
house.
whatever. Yeah. And I feel like they're just kind of like letting the other ones parent Lydia.
Yeah, because they don't really like their kid. And plus, that's her stepdaughter anyway, so like they don't really like each other.
No.
So I feel like it's
I
just
actually hope that one of them makes it an appearance. They better talk about why they're not at the house.
I don't know. I guess we'll hear about whether or not Geena Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters die and go to the like Lost
They
Souls
actually get to
door.
or they like make it. I don't know. All right. Listen,
I don't
guys,
know, right? Everyone.
let's go see it. We're going to see it. I hope
Yes.
you guys go see it as well. And then
Yeah,
we're all going to review it together.
that's right.
Don't
And
forget to
then
follow us at the Nostalgia Test. Leave a review, leave a comment, share, because Dan and I want to continue to do this and actually, maybe pay a bill or two. So we appreciate you guys. Steve reaching out to you saying hi. Hope you're still listening. Hope you're still watching. I know you don't
Yeah.
have Instagram anymore. So you just have to go and read our newsletter. So if you don't have Instagram, sign up for our newsletter.
Yes.
I don't
At
know
the
how you
website.
found us, but continue to find us
Yeah.
at whatever podcast where you go for your podcasts.
Yeah. And if you're like, if you're out there and you have an idea for our show, you can go right to our website, thenostalgiatest.com, and you can suggest a test. There's a tab at the front, at the top of our website where you could do that. And it's where you can also join the newsletter. And also, if you're out there and you're an author on pop culture or a pop culture scholar or a professional in the field and you want to come and mix it up with us and tell us all about what you love, what you've been writing about, and what you do, hit us up at the nostalgiatest@gmail.com and let's get you on. We would love to learn from you, from Nostalgia 101, and everyone have, I don't know what I'm saying. Everyone, I'll see you at the next test. Share the episode.
That's awesome because I want to say that my screen paused out on you and like you said that whole thing and then this is how it ended. You said the whole thing and you're like, I don't know what I'm saying. Just say the episode. So I didn't hear anything you said. So I can't wait to listen to this again just to hear what you said.
Oh my God. Everyone, peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at The Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.